My name's Pete Woods, you're watching Hexham TV, and I'm here at the Queen's Hall in Hexham with Richard Wilkinson. Richard, who are you and why are you in Hexham?
I'm a retired professor of epidemiology, which is concerned with health in populations. And I started off working on the big social class differences in life expectancy between rich and poor, and then on the other effects of inequality, the effects of big income differences. And basically the picture is that in more unequal countries, that's with the bigger gaps between rich and poor, you find that there's more violence, life expectancy tends to be worse, community life is weaker, people trust each other less, child well-being is worse, mental illness is more common. A whole range of things seem to go wrong in more unequal countries, and the differences made by inequality seem to be very large indeed.
Richard, why are you in Hexham?
Well, people have been showing the Divide film in the Queen's Hall in Hexham. It's a film made round our book, so-called inspired by our book. The book is called The Spirit Level, and I was just invited to do a sort of question and answer discussion at the end, so that's why.
And what are some of the key messages from the film?
Well, it goes through a range of things that are more common in more unequal societies. It shows imprisonment, for instance. About 10 times the proportion of people are imprisoned in more unequal countries like the United States compared to the more equal of the developed countries, the Scandinavian countries or Japan. There's a very close relationship between the proportion of the population locked up and inequality, just as there is with lots of other measures of well-being and social problems. What's interesting, though, is that inequality doesn't just affect the poor. The effects at the bottom of the social ladder are biggest, but even well-off people with good jobs and good incomes and so on, good education, even they do less well in a more unequal country. Britain is one of the more unequal of the developed countries, one of the most unequal in Europe, not quite as unequal as the United States, and we would all do better if Britain had smaller income differences.
And what can people do if they want to find out more about your work and about inequality in society?
Well, we set up something called the Equality Trust, which you can find if you Google it, Equality Trust. But there are local groups in many cities. I think there are 20 or 30 local groups around Britain. There are also campaigns for the living wage, but it's also a matter of selecting MPs and pushing them into taking action on things, writing to them, writing to local papers, taking part in local media, and involvement in trade unions. All these things are an important part of the political process, and it's only if people are involved that we will manage to change things.
Richard Wilkinson, thank you very much for talking to Hexham TV.
Thank you.